very good morning to you all. I welcome you to this episode of Evolve with Mugema, which airs every single Monday to Friday. We'll get to talk about the different aspects of life that help us to get better. My name is Brian Mugema, and I believe in shared prosperity. I believe that a candle loses nothing in lighting another. That is why we come every single Monday to Friday and we talk about the different aspects that could help us become better people in this world. I welcome you all from the weekend. To those that went to the Spices show at Ogogo, welcome you back. And to all those that had different celebrations around, I celebrate with you. And of course, for those that had some shortcomings here and there, that's life. I only pray that the Almighty Creator will help you go through whatever. Okay, today we're going to talk about what I've called the architecture of focus. Because we've come to realize, maybe some of you haven't given it full attention, that this world today, it's like everything is competing for your focus and attention. In 2004, the average person would focus on a single screen for 2.5 hours. Today, that number is plummeted to just 47 seconds. So we're not just distracted, we're actually experiencing a global fragmentation of the mind. George Lucas once said that your focus determines your reality. So the reality we're having right now is just like this because we're no longer focusing. Everything, think about it, that notification popping up on your screen, the news, the friends around and whatever they're telling you, work, you need to be happy personally. So it's just a lot that is taking you. And remember, you also need you, by you and for you. So if you feel like you're losing your grip on your goals, it's probably because there is a war being waged for your attention, and today we're going to build your defense. Welcome aboard. This is Evolve with Mugema. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We've started. We are evolving. Make that call, send that message. Tell them we have started. Okay. In the first place, we're going to ask ourselves this question. Why do you feel drained? You see, it's not just a lack of willpower, it's biology. Because every time you switch tasks, you check a text, a DM, a headline, you see your brain paying the switching cost. Because research shows that it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to return to deep focus after a single interruption. Let me draw more light to this. Every time you leave something that you've been focused on, maybe you've been working, maybe you've been reading, and then a message pops up, you switch your attention to the message. For you to get back to where you were, in your work, in your reading, for you to focus back to that deep focus, it will take you 23 minutes and 15 seconds. So imagine how many times are you being interrupted? That's why nowadays our work output is not that excellence. Why? Because we're not focused enough. You're going to realize that you have 1 hour of working, and within that 1 hour, you've spent over 49 minutes trying to refocus. So it's eating us up little by little by little. In psychology, we have what we call the digital brain fatigue. This digital brain fatigue is like every time you fail to focus, your brain is going to, feel that kind of fatigue. You're going to feel worry. You won't be able to bring out the output just as it ought to be. Because you failed to catch up with the 23 minutes and 15 seconds. So you're going to end up with that digital brain fatigue. Peter Arvai once said that the concept of always being reachable makes us present nowhere. And this is very, very, very disturbing. If you're someone who would like to see the output of whatever you're doing just as it ought to be, then you need to focus. But then you're going to ask me, what strategies could I use? Number one, let's look at the power of saying no. You see, most people think that saying yes to the right things is actually actually what we call focus. But Steve Jobs, one of the most focused minds of our generation today, challenged this when he said, the focus is about saying no. He continues and says that you have to say no to a lot of good things in order for you to be able to say yes to a lot of great things. I actually have a full episode about this topic of saying no, because we realize that we spend a lot of time saying yes to other people's things and we fail to focus on ourselves. We fail to pay attention to what really matters. And so this time around, we're having it back. If you need to refocus, if you need to reattain your focus, if you need to attend to the right things, to the things that really matter to you, you need to know when to say no. There's just a whole lot of good things that we need, that we should have gone for. But then if we go for the good things, we could be missing out on the great things. And that is the reason as to why Steve says you have to say no to a lot of good things. Who knows, you could be missing out on the great things if you didn't say no to the good things. Okay? Number two, you can also do a social audit. Ask yourself questions like, are my friends fueling my growth or feeding me with gossip? These are very honest and uncomfortable questions that you can always ask yourself. And the answers to them are actually only and only from you. If you can have an answer to these questions, you're on your way to healing. If you have an answer to such kind of questions, you're on your way to getting better. Okay? Ask yourself again, is my newsfeed informing me or just making me anxious? Because a lot of time we're getting anxious on the things that don't really matter to us. So we're losing focus. Thinking of Iran, oh God, that war. But what doesn't matter to you at all? The government, shit. All that doesn't matter at all to you at the moment. And you're missing out on what really matters because it's the news that are telling you this. So, is the news feed informing you or actually just making you anxious? about the new taxes, some of which don't even matter to you at all. Okay? So we have what we call the cognitive load theory in psychology. And it says that we have an infinite amount of mental energy. Infinite. Imagine. So if 80% of yours is processing social noise, you only have 20% left for your future. Now you can imagine why you're like that. My father, Andrew Chabagiro, most cases says that Ufanananga Volowoza. Now imagine your mind having 80% crap and 20% purpose. So you're going to be 80% nothing and nobody and 20% somebody. Make sense? And then step number 3 of the things that you can do, just regain your focus, is what I've called the personal stability or the inner fortress. Protecting your focus is the only way to maintain stability. When the world is chaotic, your focus is your anchor. Deepak Chopra once said that in the midst of a movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you. This stillness will always help you move. Okay? To help you grow, to help you get better. Even when everything just looks like it's out of control, keep calm. You know, I'm an avid Bible reader, and I wonder, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about Jesus when he was in the boat with his disciples, and then they were sailing. Yeah, was it on Lake Galilee? And then a storm comes. The Bible says that everyone was, oh my God, everyone was like just traumatized. There was a lot of tension as they were drawing water from the boat back into the sea. And then Peter goes to Jesus to call him. He finds him sleeping. Like, who the hell would sleep in such a situation? But what I like about this man is that he had a lot of stillness within him that could calm him even in a chaotic situation. So that kind of inner peace is all that you need in order for you to reattain the focus that you need, the attention that you really need. Research shows that between 2025 and 2026, individuals with high emotional stability are significantly less likely to revise their goals when faced with external distractions. They trust their plan more than the noise. Will you purpose to be one of these individuals with emotional stability? Number 4, you can build a deep work sanctuary. Okay? It could be physical or a digital space where not everyone can reach you. You do whatever you need to do there. Switch that phone off where need be. And so when it comes to me, when I'm in my personal improvement time, I switch the phone off. Of course, I have my personal production space where not everyone reaches. It's only me, and of course me. No distraction, no whatever. This has helped me a lot for the past 4 years now. Yeah. To be productive in life, because I realized that the best version of you is the you where no one is. You too can. So as I'm winding up, Your life is simply a sum of your life is simply a sum of what you pay attention to. If you pay attention to the trivial, your life will feel trivial. If you pay attention to your purpose, your life will be purposeful. Alexander Graham once said that concentrate on your thoughts upon the work. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work in hand. The sun's rays do not burn until they are brought to focus. Focus. You could be this one person that just has a lot of things in hand. You want to be this, you want to be that, you want to be this, you want to be that. In my culture, we have a saying that everything is nothing. So if you want to be everything, trust me, you're going to be nothing. So you need to focus. Be it in your relationship, your personal relationships. You can't have them all at the same time. I have Jackie, I have Nancy, I have Gladys, I have... Oh, you can't. You just need one. Focus. Could be at a job, you have these 2 to 3, 4 jobs at the same time. You're trying to part time, and guess what? You're being drained, and at the and at the end of the day, the output is not just right, not excellent, because the focus and the attention, the time that you give unto each, is just insufficient. And you're being called upon today to focus. I know it's not something easy. For the start, it's kind of boring. But trust me, once you start, with time you will come and thank me. I've been a freelancer for quite a long, I think now, 8 years. And being a copywriting freelancer on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork has taught me a lot about focus and specialization, because I was just a copywriter in the first place. And then even my average work paper was just average, you know. And then I would look at these others that specialized. I have a friend of mine, he's a tech copywriter. I have another one, is a health copywriter. And then they are earning some decent amount of money. I'm like, boy, can't I also specialize? When I started specializing, I started seeing a difference in my income flow. I focused on what truly mattered. Remember, everything is nothing. So, write down one noise that you're cutting out of your life starting today in the comment section. And of course, if you haven't yet, kindly subscribe to this channel. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our new uploads. In this way, we can grow together. See you in the next one. Love you.